The Countess and her cronies disappeared into that building. That must be where she plans to examine the map. What a coincidence. That's my plan as well. The Nazis disappeared into this museum. I should check the museum before I look around town. What's that? There's something shiny under that grate. I love shiny things. It's only about 8 inches down, but I can't fit my hand through. The grate won't budge, and I can't fit my hand through. Posters and flyers plastered on several layers deep. This camera ad's coming loose. An ad for a Swish new camera. I've pulled it down. Red ropes over the entrance. Not a good start.
Can I help you?
Yes, if you could just tell me how to get into the museum.
Sorry, the exhibit's closed earlier than usual today.
Why is the museum closed today? I've traveled a long way just to see the exhibits.
Well, during the Olympic Games, sometimes the regular schedule gets a little out of whack, you know? There's a reception for today's gold medalists in the upper exhibition halls later tonight, which is going to mean unpaid overtime for me, of course. Anyway, that's why we closed early.
How very frustrating.
Not much of a sports fan?
I'm mainly here for the museum, but the games have certainly proved a happy coincidence.
I'm hoping I'll get to see some of my idols in the flesh tonight, depending on who takes the gold medals.
Which events are happening tonight?
For my money, the decathlon has got to be the highlight, but there's also rowing and horseback riding. Hold on, I have an event schedule in my newspaper. I don't need it anymore, you can have it.
Oh, thanks very much. You know that reception tonight? How exactly do I get into it?
Oh, just go out and get yourself a gold medal. No problem. No, seriously, aside from the medal winners and their trainers, you basically need to be a German politician. People like us are out in the cold, I'm afraid.
We'll see about that. Not much I can do then, I suppose. I wonder if I can find another way to get into tonight's reception.
As I said, only gold medal winners, their trainers, and a handful of special guests are permitted in the museum tonight. Believe me.
All right then. What do they actually exhibit here?
The main exhibit is on Tibet. You see that animal by the door? It's some sort of enormous mountain sheep that lives in the Himalayas, but I've forgotten the name. Begins with a P or an M.
It's an argali.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
In any case, there are all kinds of rare Tibetan artifacts on display in the upper halls. Do you think you could give me a hand and set this carton down for me? Thanks.
You keep talking about the upper halls. Are there others?
Well, yes, the lower halls. But they've been closed to visitors for over a year.
Why's that?
I couldn't tell you.
And is there a reason you couldn't tell me?
Easy. I don't know. I'm not sure I want to either.
Well, now you've gone and got my attention.
Curiosity can be very bad for your health, you know. All I know is that for some time no one has been allowed into the basement of the museum, and the lower exhibition halls were closed to prevent any visitors from accidentally wandering down there. Can we leave it now?
Sure. Would you mind if I took a look around your very exciting foyer for a while?
No problem. As long as you don't get in the way.
Promise.
He's dusting the painting on the wall. My inventory of the box has produced leftover cleaning supplies and building materials.
I'll ask first. Please don't ask me why, but can I have some of the stuff in this box?
You're asking me if you can just take my stuff for no reason whatsoever? I thought the British were supposed to be polite. Well, as it happens, that box is full of crap, so go right ahead.
The box office is closed. A rubbish bin. Let's see if I can find anything useful. Oh, the lid came off. I'll just pocket that, I think. Jackpot. There's all sorts of valuable rubbish in here. So, we meet again, Argali. Are you taunting me? Is that it? Following me around and popping up at my lowest moments? Bad, Argali. Bad. I don't remember the last one having such a luxurious beard. I tried to grow a beard like that when Kim and I were friendly. She got me drunk one night and shaved it off. The whiskers are stuck on tight. I could take them with me, but it'll most likely mean lugging around a whole stuffed Argali for the rest of the day.
A broken bottleneck. Hardly the gentleman's choice of armament, but that's never been an issue before. A dried bouquet of flowers wrapped with florist wire. I'll unwrap the wire. A piece of florist wire. Strong, flexible, just like me. A rusty rubbish bin lid. Sandpaper. An old marigold. Let's see which contests are scheduled for today. The final event in the decathlon is happening shortly. In the run-up to the long jump, the man in the lead is... No, this can't be right. Glenn Parker of the United Kingdom? There's even a photo. No doubt about it. That's the same Glenn Parker who went to Sandhurst with Richard and me. Even back then, he was a top-class athlete. Fantastic! This is my chance to get into the museum reception. I'll just ask Glenn to smuggle me in. Maybe he can pass me off as his trainer. I should head straight to the stadium. He must be getting warmed up. A camera ad.
This guy owes me a favor. The least he can do is spare me some whiskers. The only interesting things about this door are its large, round handles. And even they're struggling to get my heart racing. I'll leave the door open so I don't get in trouble. It's seen better days. The red paint's been chipped off the handles. The exhibition halls are closed for tonight's reception for the gold medal winners.
Okay, let's find Glenn. He's probably in the locker room.
I'm afraid this is the locker room, friend. You probably shouldn't be in here.
Glenn, it's me, Fenton. Fenton Paddock.
Fenton? Nice beard. What are you doing here?
I'm here saving the world. It's not a real beard. But look, I heard you were top billing for the decathlon. I need to talk to you.
How did you even get in here?
That's a rather adventurous story.
And I figured I'd find you here. Not that it was easy getting in.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this the press entrance?
Yes, it is. May I see your credentials, please?
Credentials?
The only people permitted access are the athletes, their trainers, official IOC employees, and press photographers. Do any of those apply to you?
Sure. Why not? I'm actually with the press.
Then show me your press pass.
Would you believe I've temporarily misplaced it?
Not really. If you've really lost your pass, go to the IOC accreditation office and claim a new one.
But the events are about to start. I can't miss them.
Then you'd better hurry. The IOC office is located at Pariserplatz.
Okay. I'll be back.
And don't forget your camera. Only photographers are allowed to enter the contest area. Journalists should go to the main gate.
Got it. Thanks.
Well, I guess I'm heading to the IOC office at Pariserplatz to get myself a press pass. The most important thing is not to win, but to take part. Apart from today, of course, where the fate of the entire world rests on Glenn getting the gold. He's guarding the entrance. Only athletes, trainers, and photographers allowed. Only photographers, athletes, and trainers are allowed to use this entrance. The guard won't let me in without a press pass and a camera. According to the label, these bottles contain helium.
I definitely think these contain helium, you know.
Argali whiskers. Let's inflate the little bugger. Great. That is the ugliest thing I have ever clapped eyes on. And Sandhurst had communal showers.
The glove's full of helium. I'm holding onto the end to keep it inflated. Yes, well, that makes for the ugliest looking balloon animal I've ever set my eyes on. No doubt this hideous thing would pass for a helium balloon. At a freak show.
A barrel organ. Scruffy, but lovable. In a German kind of way. I guess the organ grinder is hoping that generous passers-by will drop some change in his hat. But the hat is still empty.
Excuse me, may I interrupt for a moment?
Oh, hello. Do I really look all that busy?
Well, now that you mention it, no. Is your whatever that thing is broken?
No, I just don't feel like playing.
Why not?
An artist needs an audience, attention, applause, and of course, earning a few pennies doesn't hurt either.
Well, I can listen, but I'm afraid I'm completely broke.
That's all right.
The potential audience in this part of the stadium is pretty limited. Why exactly did you pick this location?
Unfortunately, it was assigned to me. We have the odd athlete and journalist pass by, but it's been a slow pitch. I wanted to set up over at the main entrance, but I wasn't allowed.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm going to go have a look around the city.
Have fun.
Even if I had any money, it's not as if he's actually done much to earn it.
Ah, Pariserplatz. And that seems to be the IOC office. Oh, good. It's closed. Hello? Anyone home? Damn it. Now what am I supposed to do?
Excuse me?
Yes?
Well, I'm sorry, but it was hard to miss hearing you vent your frustration at the accreditation office. Could you be both a fellow journalist and a fellow countryman?
What gave you that idea?
Only a true Brit would curse like that. I'm from the island too, and who else but a journalist would need to get into the IOC office? It's been closed since 4 p.m., by the way.
Ah.
My name is Edison, Baltus Edison. I work for the Tribune in London.
Edison? Like the famous inventor?
Yes, quite. You're the first person ever to notice that, in fact.
Really? Because I would have thought quite a lot of people would have... Oh, you're joking. My name's Paddock. I'm a foreign affairs correspondent in Hong Kong.
Ah, how lovely. My work has never taken me to our crown colonies, but I'm sure things are much more interesting there than here at the Olympic Games, eh?
How do you mean?
To be honest, I hate sports. I write for the arts and entertainment section, actually. But our editor-in-chief sent all available reporters here to cover the games, so we'd have an exclusive report on every event, including the dull ones. And what are you writing about?
I'm a freelancer. I'm, looking for stories off the beaten track, away from the big events.
Lucky you. I'd love to trade places. You know, I'm working on a big story back home. I'm nearly ready to expose the romantic escapades of a certain member of the royal family. My research is nearly complete. If I could get back and finish, I'd have enough material to drop this bombshell on the public. But instead, I'm here, squandering my precious time on stories about Olympic handball.
Yeah, excuse me, gentlemen. Mr. Edison, there's a call for you from London.
Probably my department head, wanting to know what's holding up my article on yesterday's events. Best not to tell him it was a bottle of scotch, eh? Please relay the following message, word for word. Mr. Edison is currently indisposed and will personally report to the editor-in-chief. He would appreciate it if everyone else would leave him in peace.
I will pass your message along, sir.
Thank you. I won't last much longer in this job, I tell you. But I've bored you quite enough.
Not at all. Actually, I have one more question about the IOC.
Yes?
Any chance of it opening again today?
What do you think?
Not a chance in hell. Well, look, I've got to get going. I'm sure you'd like to read your paper in peace.
Not really. Our valued colleagues rarely have anything amusing to print. In any event, I enjoyed chatting with you.
Likewise. Perhaps I'll see you later.
Baltus Edison, an English journalist. He's a sports journalist who hates sports. Edison's jacket. He left his glasses and his press pass in the breast pocket. I could really use that press pass in his jacket. It'd get me into the stadium to see Glenn. I guess I should ask him first. The office of the International Olympic Committee, or IOC for short. It's already closed. Ridiculous, I know. A clean napkin. This napkin is mine. All mine. Who spilled the ketchup? Come on, own up. My mother taught me not to eat with my fingers.
A napkin printed with the name of the cafe. Erica.
Hey, it's a life choice. She just likes food. The future does not bode well for that child's teeth. Or figure. He's sucking on a huge lollipop. What do we have here?
Oh, what's the matter, sweetheart? Don't cry. You know how it troubles Mummy's nerves. Mummy just wants to enjoy a bite to eat in peace. She gets very cross when she's hungry.
Either I look a fright today, or that kid is just jumpy. The poor thing nearly spat out his lolly. Good thing he didn't. I'd rather not get into trouble with a mother of that stature. I could teach her a thing or two about proper nutrition, but I doubt she'd be interested. The Brandenburg Gate. It's Berlin's Big Ben. A telephone booth. I haven't got any German coins. Come to think of it, I haven't got any money at all. A bus stop sign. I can't remove it. A tourist snapping the Brandenburg Gate.
Careful! Do not touch my camera!
Don't worry. I had no intention of touching anything.
I spent a great many hours painstakingly setting up that camera, and it would be a catastrophe if you were to move it by so much as a hair.
Please forgive my curiosity. Allow me to introduce myself. Fenton Paddock.
A pleasure. Count Otto von Droste-Schattenburg.
A count with a camera, eh? Wouldn't, say, an adding machine be a more appropriate device?
Please. I would be much obliged if you would not trivialize our conversation with such banal wordplay. I am a renowned photographer from Vienna. Have you never heard of me?
To be honest, no, I haven't. But maybe that's because I live in Hong Kong.
My work has also been exhibited in Hong Kong, sir.
Oh, that Count Otto van Dross Schattenberger. What are you taking pictures of?
I'm shooting images for my latest photographic series, Berlin and the Olympic Games. This work will be subtitled The Forgotten Landmarks. I intend to capture locations that are not currently the main focus of public interest.
I see.
Unfortunately, artistic freedom is becoming a thing of the past in Berlin. Photography is often banned in public squares or even in entire districts. This does not make my work any easier.
What's the deal with these photography bans?
Oh, political reasons. The government officials here believe there are certain parts of the city that may be unrepresentative of the capital's overall charm.
But the Brandenburg Gate's okay, right?
That's correct. The gate is to be the central focus of my latest project. A photography ban here would mean all my months of preparation were for naught. Several galleries have already booked the exhibit in advance. No, a ban here would be absolutely outrageous. But then, the Count von Droste-Schattenburg isn't just anybody. Even here I have friends in high places. Why, I would go straight to the magistrate and make my mind known.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. Your camera looks very professional.
Of course it does. It is the most advanced model available on the market today. It has a new setting that I use for experimental photography. I take multiple exposures of the same image at regular intervals. This allows me to capture different phases of my subject and depict them in a single photograph.
Ah, I see. So the position of the camera mustn't change at all while you're taking a picture, right?
I see that you know something about the fine art of photography.
Just an interested layman. Well, I don't want to keep you from your work any longer.
Thank you.
A bit of tidiness never hurt anyone. Apart from that one time I tried to clean the office and broke my collarbone. Long story.
The napkin is printed with the name of the cafe, Erica. It's smeared with ketchup.
If I'd been given a terrifying balloon animal made from an old rubber glove when I was a kid, I would have considered myself lucky. Yes, I'm going to run away now.
Ugh, what is this? Where did this foul-looking thing come from? Here, my little honey bun, here's a nice new lolly for you.
Another of my attempts to educate the public bites the dust. The lolly's lying there in the dirt.
A lolly. Sweet, sticky, bad for your teeth. I should stick to booze.
I'm not a marketing guy. Why would I want to put up a camera ad? So, now the worn doorknob is completely red again. I'm a stickler for the little details. If I press the poster against the doorknob, it produces an interesting new symbol on my poster.
I've stamped the poster with a red band symbol. A napkin from Cafe Erica.
It's certainly an authentic-looking prohibition sign, but it won't stay up there on its own.
I'll rub the lolly on the back of the poster so I can hang it up somewhere. Who needs wallpaper paste when you've got a lolly? This is ready to go up somewhere.
Okay. Let's see if this works. Perfect. Some might say using ketchup to manufacture the band symbol was unnecessarily convoluted. I say, do you see any red felt tips around here? That's Count von something or other, a mildly conceited Austrian aristocrat. He's taking a series of photographs of the Brandenburg Gate.
Hello, Count.
Oh, you again.
Count, terrible news. I just discovered there's a photography ban throughout Parisaplatz.
What are you saying? Where is that written?
Follow me, I'll show you. You see? Up there.
Unbelievable! Outrageous! I am furious! Young man, you must look after my camera while I resolve this issue. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Count.
The Count's camera, resting on a sturdy tripod. The ends justify the means. I hope.
Oh, very professional. Just what I need. I've clumped the whiskers together. I used the lolly to clump the whiskers together. Hello. I see it's still quiet as the grave here.
Very observant. And from one pauper to another, I've given up hope that anyone besides you will ever turn up here.
Well, let's hope someone does. Be seeing you.
Have a nice day.
Might just be long enough. Hopefully it'll stick. Ah, a Reichsmark coin. Can't help but think I could have spent all this time busking and made more money. But hey, it's something for nothing. Sort of.
A Reichsmark coin.
Always time for a quick natter.
Berlin Telephone Exchange, how may I direct your call?
I could just walk across the street and talk to them.
I'm terribly sorry. I've completely forgotten.
I see. You should probably hang up then. If you're calling from a public phone, you should receive your money back.
Oh, thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Excuse me, Mr. Edison. May I bother you for a moment?
You would only be bothering me if I were actually enjoying this newspaper. Which, to be perfectly frank, I am not. How can I help you?
I noticed the press pass in your jacket, and I was wondering if you might be willing to lend it to me. Just for tonight, so I can get into the stadium to watch the events.
I'm afraid I can't. I have to go and watch an event myself. And besides, my press pass lets me use the public transport for free.
But you see, it's very important that I get into the stadium tonight.
Look, my friend, we're just talking about sports here. You shouldn't take it so seriously. Tomorrow is another day, after all. You can get a press pass in the morning and start reporting right away.
Okay, I understand. My apologies.
No harm done.
I'll have to consider borrowing Edison's press pass without his consent, but as long as he's sitting here reading the paper, he may notice something amiss. Always time for a quick natter.
Berlin Telephone Exchange, how may I direct your call?
If I can lure Edison into the cafe, maybe I can borrow his press pass. All right, I'll try my luck. Connect me to Cafe Erica at Pariserplatz, please.
One moment, please.
This is Cafe Erica. How may I help you?
Do you have a customer there by the name of Edison, Baltus Edison?
Yes, Mr. Edison is just outside. Whom shall I say is calling?
This is his editor-in-chief in London speaking. Please tell him that it's urgent. He needs to come back right away. It's about juicy goings-on at Buckingham Palace.
I will relay your message, sir. One moment, please. Mr. Edison, there's another call for you.
Who is it now?
Your editor-in-chief in London. He has an urgent assignment for you concerning the British royal family.
Finally! My prayers have been answered. Where is the telephone?
Follow me, please.
Perfect. This may not be a gentlemanly thing to do, but then, when has that ever bothered me? Edison might lose a job he hates. He might have to pay for the bus. But at least he won't have to live in a world ruled by super-powered Nazis. I'd say it's more than a fair trade.
I'm very sorry, sir. We do have occasional connection problems.
Not a problem. I'll go to the hotel and try to contact him from there. See you.
Goodbye, sir.
So, I got a press pass, and I look a little bit like the man in the photo. Apart from, you know, the glasses, and the hat. The goatee too, I suppose. Similar ears. The perfect false beard. Reminds me of a girl I once knew. The glasses I stole from Edison's jacket pocket. They're an integral element in my elaborate journalist disguise. Edison's press pass. We're not too dissimilar, but the photo shows him sporting a goatee, glasses, and a hat. That hat would make me look a lot more like Edison.
Hello, it's me again.
Hi there. Don't worry, you haven't missed much.
By the way, I really like your hat.
Really? I hardly ever wear it. I just use it to collect money.
It doesn't really seem to be fulfilling its purpose, does it?
And you're saying that's the hat's fault?
It looks a bit greasy. Maybe that's putting your customers off.
Oh, you might be right. It really doesn't look very clean, does it?
If you give me your hat, I'll give you something even better in return.
A connoisseur of old greasy hats, are you? Okay, if you can give me something good to replace it, you can have the hat.
Wouldn't this metal bowl be better for collecting money?
Yes, I suppose it would. Although it's a bit rusty, isn't it?
You might have a point there. I'll think of something. Well, I'm going to go have a look around the city.
Have fun.
Rust-free. The surface may be a bit scratched, but on the whole, it looks sparkling clean again. Hello, it's me again.
Hi there. Don't worry, you haven't missed much.
Does your offer for the hat still stand?
Why shouldn't it? I'll be happy to trade the hat for a suitable replacement.
I've got this polished metal bowl that absolutely isn't a rubbish bin lid. Wouldn't it be better for collecting money than your old hat?
Let me see that. Yes, this is good. It's sturdy and it looks a damn sight better than my old hat.
So, you want to trade?
Gladly. Here, take the thing.
Thanks. It's not quite like the one in Edison's picture, but it'll do. A flyer with the Olympics event schedule. According to this, Glenn Parker will start in today's final decathlon competition, the long jump. Glenn and I went to the academy together. According to this information, he's in the lead, and if he wins the gold, he'll be invited to attend the reception at the museum. He could be my ticket in. I'll have to find Glenn quickly and ask him to pass me off as his trainer. The contest is starting soon. He's probably in the Olympia Stadium getting ready. Haven't much to say to him. Okay, I've got everything I need. Press pass, camera, hat, glasses, and the pièce de résistance, of course. The Argali beard. Time to get suited and booted. But other than that, it was easy. I got past the guard, found the locker room, and here I am.
Well, that's a lovely story, Fenton. But why?
Look, we don't have much time, so I'll get straight to the point. I read that you're leading the decathlon, and you're just about to complete the last event.
The long jump?
Well, if you win the gold medal, you'll be invited to the reception after the contest. The museum where the reception is taking place is closed due to the event. No visitors allowed. I need to get in there and look around as soon as possible.
I hate to repeat myself, but...
Why, right? I know. I've asked myself the same thing a couple of dozen times. Do you remember Richard Weston?
Of course! You two helped me pass that test, remember? What about him?
He disappeared, and his trail leads to the museum. Well, the story's much longer than that, but for now I have to ask you to trust me. So, can you smuggle me in?
Absolutely. I couldn't leave an old Sandhurst chum in a bind, now could I?
Thanks, Glenn. I owe you one.
Of course, you are assuming one vital thing. That I win. Frankly, I've still got a slight lead, but the long jump just isn't my forte. That Erwin Huber in second place will likely pull past me at the last minute. He's the better jumper by far. He's beaten me every time this year.
So your lead won't be enough to secure the goal?
I doubt it. Huber always manages about 25 centimetres more than I do. If he's up to his usual standard today, and I don't manage the jump of my life, then those 25 centimetres will be enough for him to take the lead.
I see. I suppose I'll just have to cross my fingers.
Why don't you introduce yourself to Huber? You could be his date for the reception.
He's probably not my type.
And I am?
Beggars can't be choosers.
Very funny. Look, I'll give it my best shot. We'll just have to hope it's enough. Look at the time. I have to get moving. I'll see you after the jump. Well, Fenton, I've got to head out to the contest. I'm already running late.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me. Good luck.
Thanks. I'll need it.
Unfortunately, he's right. Ordinarily, of course, cheating would never cross my mind. But there's too much at stake. I need to get into the museum. So, business as usual. I'll take a look around and come up with a plan. I need to tip the long jump in Glenn's favour. Funny, I honestly never expected a Tibetan rescue mission to involve rigging the Olympic Games. Still, silver linings and all that. A torch bracket. Empty. Empty. A thick bundle of cables running out into the stadium. An empty torch bracket. Nothing to do. The layout of the stadium. As we've already established, of course, I'm an expert orienteer, so I won't be needing this. The sign says, equipment room. It's locked. The lamp's seen better days. It's flickering and sparking. Looks like it will give me a nasty shock. Damn, it's getting late. I need to get on with whatever the hell it is I think I'm doing here. A used towel. Filthy. I'm not touching it. Might as well be eyeing up women back at Shen's. A sweaty blue jersey. Sweaty sports clothes. No thanks. The list of starters in the long jump. Glenn's got a slim lead, that's why he's last to jump. This is a list of the best scores the decathletes have achieved in the last year. Glenn's toughest competitor, Erwin Huber, still tops him by 25 centimeters in the long jump. If they're both on form tonight, the German will just snatch victory. If Glenn doesn't win gold, he won't be able to get me into the museum. I've got to do something. There's a bottle in the rubbish bin. A bottle of cleaner. There's nothing else in there. Fresh, clean towels. Call it intuition if you like. But I'm taking this towel. I've already got a towel. What would a locker room be without lockers? Just a room, I suppose. They're all locked. There's a pair of old trainers under the bench. Nothing I can do with a pair of smelly trainers. The shoelaces, on the other hand, look absolutely essential. It's a poster advertising the Olympic torch relay. The games have started, so my guess is this is a little out of date. A ventilation grate. I can see a weak light on the other side. It's screwed on tight. Metal coat hooks. This hook here seems to be loose. Got it. A brass coat hook. It's slightly bent and has a ball-shaped end. As striking features go, I'll admit I'm clutching at straws. 2 long shoelaces. A soft cotton towel. Only the best. A bottle of cleaner. Not that I'm about to pay any heed to what a bottle tells me to do, but it says, removes even the most stubborn stains. Warning, do not use on plastic surfaces. Contains the solvent acetone. A greasy old hat, daft glasses, a stolen camera, and an Argali-based beard. The perfect disguise. Just to be on the safe side, I'll slip back into my photographer disguise. Believe me, I wouldn't glue Argali fur to my face unless it was absolutely necessary. Or unless I was drunk.
The decathlon event is now nearing its finale. We'll be watching the remaining 4 athletes compete for the gold in the last leg of the contest, the long jump. The next jumper is Sander Molnar from Hungary. He is in 4th place after the previous contest. The jump is valid, but will it be enough for the Hungarian to edge ahead in the rankings?
Seven, 5.
7 meters and 5 centimeters.
7 meters and 5 centimeters. A great jump by Sander Molnar. We'll know in a few minutes if it's enough to earn him a place on the podium. The 3 leading athletes will now make their final jumps. First comes Lauri Askela of Finland, then the German Owen Huber, and finally Glenn Parker of Great Britain.
I don't have much time left to help Glenn. That's a lot of people. That guy with the tash looks familiar. This cable powers the lights and things out on the track. I shouldn't do anything to blow my cover. This is the run-up track the long jumpers use. I'd better keep a distance. The judge uses the microphone to relay the jumper's distance to the stadium announcer. The judge records the distance and relays it to the stadium announcer. The judge decides whether or not a jump is valid. He shows the white flag for a good takeoff. Then he takes that measuring tape, attaches it to the bolt next to the takeoff line, and measures the distance to the nearest imprint in the sand. This measuring tape is used to measure the distance of the long jump from the takeoff point to the nearest sand imprint. The jump's invalid if the jumper steps over the takeoff board. As they say, a jumper with a perfect takeoff is already halfway to victory. Just needed a bit of leverage, that's all. The grate's off. Ah, it's the equipment room. Two javelins and some hammer throwing and shot put equipment. The shelf's feet are screwed to the floor. That's some heavy-duty storage. The balls for the hammer throwers are hanging on a cable. The others must be for the shot put. I dabbled in athletics when I was at the academy. I remember all too well how heavy these things are. You'll understand if I don't fancy carrying them around with me. Some dumbbells. 5 kilos. I'll just take one of these with me. The shelf's metal base is screwed tightly to the floor. I can't loosen the screws bolting down the shelf. Probably not a bad thing. High jump mats. Time for a nap? Maybe later.
starting blocks for the track races. I'd much rather leave them here. A whole load of sporting equipment and measuring devices. Stopwatches, batons, several table tennis balls, and a measuring tape. It reads, Certified Measurement Devices, calibrated by the IOC 1936, only for use by authorized personnel. Five table tennis balls. I'm sure no one will miss these. A measuring tape. Could be useful. I can't see much, but it looks like a full house out there. Adventurous though I am, perhaps I should just go the normal way. More lockers. They're all locked. It's a metal plate screwed into the side of the locker. With my fingers? Really? I mean, that never works, does it?
A competition-sanctioned measuring tape. Table tennis balls. A 5-kilo dumbbell. If I had the time, I'd take a break to work on my guns. But I don't.
If I can loosen the metal plate, maybe I can open this left-hand locker. I'll need to attack the screws though, and the coat hook's got a rounded end.
Good idea. Who knows what exciting uses I could find for this coat hook once I've modified it with a dumbbell. This said, I need a sturdy surface on which to perform the operation.
I can't use the coat hook to loosen the screws. Yet. Maybe leaving it here will help. Somehow. Maybe I could find some more uses for this hook if I were to mangle, or rather, modify it with this dumbbell. Here goes. Damn, it won't stay put when I hit it. I can't use the coat hook to loosen the screws. Yet. Okay, it's all tied up. I put the coat hook on the foot of the shelf and secured it with the shoelaces. I'm sure there was a reason I did that. I bet it was clever. Time to get to work. It worked. The end's now flattened out.
I flattened the end with a dumbbell.
Now that it's flat, this makes for a pretty decent screwdriver. Let's get this panel loose. Ta-da! I present to you the inside of a locker. Looks like a judge's uniform. Swish. A judge's uniform. The door outside's locked.
An official IOC judge's uniform. The colour's questionable, but the material's top quality. It's even my size. I should stay here and support Glenn in the long jump. I'm going to need a better disguise. I can help Glenn better if I'm dressed as an official judge.
Lowry Askela is preparing for his jump. After 9 out of 10 contests, the Finnish athlete holds 3rd place in the decathlon. We'd like to ask for silence now, please. Askela's jump is valid as well. Now we're anxious to know the distance.
$7.25.
7 meters and 25 centimeters.
We've just been informed of the distance. 7 meters and 25 centimeters. A sensational jump by the exceptional Finnish athlete. Can Erwin Huber and Glenn Parker keep up? There's a palpable atmosphere of suspense here in the stadium. In the overall rankings, Erwin Huber is in 2nd place, just behind Glenn Parker of Great Britain. Given that the long jump is his forte, the German athlete now has a very strong chance of reaching for gold. Just a few more moments, and we'll know who will win the 1936 Olympic decathlon.
It really is about time I did something clever. Or at least vindictive. I'd say there's a fair chance the judges would want an explanation for why I need their measuring tape. I'm not entirely sure I've got one. I'd better not talk to him. I really don't need the attention right now. What good would that do? They're identical. At the moment, anyway. I could use the sharp edge to cut the measuring tape and then alter it. Won't be long before Glenn discovers his inner champion. I cut this off the measuring tape. It's exactly 1 meter long. I cut exactly 1 meter off the measuring tape. I sense... Yes, I rather sense a plan taking shape. I'll cut another 25 centimeters off the 1 meter piece. That's the exact length Glenn needs to beat his competitor's best distance. A 25 centimeter long piece that I cut off the measuring tape. To be precise, it's the section between 75 and 99 centimeters. That's the first 75 centimeters of the measuring tape. Right. To properly alter the measuring tape, I'll have to glue the 25 centimeter shorter piece back onto the roll. So, any measurements of this baby will be 25 centimeters shorter. Should be enough to give Glenn the advantage, but I need something to stick it back together. I can mess around all I like, but I need something to glue these back together. A lolly just doesn't cut the mustard. Not if someone's actually going to use the bloody thing. There's still some fluid left. I'll hang on to it. The cleaner contains acetone. According to the label, this solvent shouldn't come into contact with plastics. My destructive tendencies are encouraging me to do precisely that. Hence, the table tennis balls. But if it melts plastic, I can only imagine what it does to human skin. I need a container of some kind. As soon as I find the proper container, I'll pour this solvent-based cleaner over the table tennis balls and see what happens. Something useful, surely. It's got to be. The bin looks pretty sturdy. Should be a good container for my little experiment. Wish I could say this was the first time I've done something like this. The solvent's dissolving the balls. All that's left is a sticky mush and a fierce stench. Smells a bit like thorn apple. The table tennis balls melted into a sticky sea of goo. I might be able to use this goo to glue the measuring tape back together. I'll dip the loose end in there. Perfect. I'll glue the shortened piece back onto the original roll. Job done. I made a good job of it. The tape's short by a whole 25 centimeters. I'm sure they don't check these things that carefully. Okay, I've got the rigged measuring tape ready, but to make this work, I've got to smuggle it into the long jump area somehow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now approaching the grand finale of the Olympic decathlon. In just a few moments, Erwin Huber of Germany will step up to compete. I'd like to ask for quiet from the stand so that the athletes can concentrate. An excellent effort. That was quite a jump. Could Erwin Huber have beaten his own record?
750.
7 meters and 50 centimeters.
7 meters and 50 centimeters. Fantastic! Erwin Huber has topped his own personal best. This will make it very, very difficult for Glenn Parker to defend his lead in the overall standings. Parker is heading to the track. In just a few minutes, his performance in the long jump will determine the gold medal decathlon winner.
I'm really running out of time here. I've got to swap the tape, but I'll struggle as long as those two judges are still standing over it. I'd better not talk to him. I really don't need the attention right now. I could switch the measuring tapes, but I wonder if the judges might have something to say about it. Nice idea. If I cut the power to the long jump area, maybe I'll have a chance to switch the measuring tapes. But I shouldn't be anywhere near the scene of the crime when the lights go out. Maybe I can find a way to give myself enough time to scarper. Set the flowers alight. What do you know? I could run in the Olympic torch relay. Good plan, Fenton. The fire gradually burns through the cables, then the lights on the long jump area go out, interrupting the event, and I'm long gone before anyone realizes what's happened. Let's be honest, that's the best bit. Let's get out of here.
Berlin is holding its collective breath. The final decision in the decathlon is rapidly approaching. Glenn Parker is warming up on the track for his decisive jump. I'd like to ask the spectators in the stands to remain quiet because... One moment. We seem to be experiencing technical difficulties in the long jump area.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
What's wrong?
What do you think is wrong? There's a complete power failure in this part of the stadium. Must be another problem with the cables. I'll go check. Come with me. I might need your help.
Shouldn't the technician take care of it?
Sure, in about 3 hours' time, we can't put the Olympic Games on hold. Can you keep an eye on things while we try to fix the problem?
But of course, just leave everything in my capable hands.
I've just been told that we're doing everything possible to fix the problem. Thank you for your patience. I'm sure the long jump contest will resume shortly.
The perfect time to swap the tapes.
Ladies and gentlemen, our technical problems have been solved. The judges are returning to their seats, and we can continue. The big question, though, is will the interruption have put Glenn Parker off his stride? I see that he's returning to his starting position. Any minute now, he'll be making his decisive jump. The jump is valid. But was it far enough? From here, it doesn't seem like he came anywhere near Erwin Huber. But what do the measurements say?
7:35.
7 meters and 35 centimeters.
7 meters and 35 centimeters! That puts him just behind Erwin Huber in this final event, but it's just enough for Glenn Parker of Great Britain to take the gold medal. His lead may have been minuscule, but that's a minor detail. Glenn Parker has won the 1936 Olympic decathlon. Erwin Huber will have to be satisfied with silver, and Lauri Askola of Finland has earned bronze. And that, ladies and gentlemen, marks the end of this year's decathlon.
I hope history will forgive me. I mean, I may have betrayed the centuries-old Olympic spirit and cheated a man out of his gold medal. But come on. I am here saving the world, so I'll finally be able to get into the museum. Countess von Hagenhove had better be there with what I need. Glenn had better have a spare dinner jacket as well.
Cheers, Glenn. I really owe you one.
No problem. Sure you don't fancy a drink to celebrate?
Believe you me, once I'm done on this job, I'll be holding a liquid celebration for a solid week. For now, I just need to find a way down into the lower levels.
Then I won't keep you. Maybe I'll see you at the next Sandhurst reunion.
Sure, if I get an invitation this year. What is it about smuggling they have such an issue with?
Heaven knows. Well, good luck with your search for Richard. It was great to see you again, Fenton.
Thanks, Glenn. You take care. Yak on a Mountainside. What an appropriate title. A map of Tibet. Ernst Schaefer drew it by hand during his expedition there. It's the cloakroom. This scarf could prove useful at some point. Ooh, almost got caught there. I'll struggle to get my hands on the scarf as long as reception guests are wandering around. A monastery in the Tibetan mountains. No, not that monastery. This display case contains equipment from an expedition to Tibet, led by a certain Ernst Schaefer 2 years ago. A small movie camera and a few bits of clothing, along with some climbing equipment.
The lid's closed, but I can't see a lock. It's a painting of the Himalayas. A bottle of champagne and a glass. If the plonk were cheaper, it'd be the spit of my bedside table. Looks like a small cupboard. Well, no, it's definitely a small cupboard. I mean, just look at it. It's cupboard-shaped and small. A heavy door. The sign reads, "No entry for visitors." I'll just take the red... No, what the hell. I'll take the whole bloody thing with me. Why not? That was close. What is wrong with these people and their bladders? I really don't need one of the guests to notice me rooting around in here. They didn't take much notice, but next time could be different. I should leave the doors alone until I got some privacy.
There's a sign hanging from the cord that reads, "No entry for visitors." Not very friendly. There's a champagne cork in this glass. I'll have that, shall I? What sort of people are these? Opening a bottle of bubbly and leaving it 3/4 full, honestly. This wouldn't last 5 seconds back at Shen's. An empty crystal glass. But the party's just getting started. Oh, and yes, I am supposed to be saving the world. Perhaps a little too la-di-da for my tastes. Besides, I am supposed to be finding a way downstairs. The guy in the foyer said that whole area was off limits. I bet my old Ford, if I still had it, that that's where the Countess is hiding the eye and the map. These people need to learn how to hold their bladders. We used to go 48 hours with our legs crossed in intensive training. Let's just close this whole area off. The power of red tape never ceases to amaze me. It's summer. No one really needs a beautiful scarf like this. The cupboard door is locked. Surprise, it's locked. A meter of the finest cashmere wool. Collecting champagne corks isn't one of my hobbies, but I'll hold on to the little wire cap. It's the wire cork cap from the champagne. A champagne cork. It's a pretty basic lock. I should be able to get it open. I picked the lock on the cupboard door. This cupboard is full of cleaning supplies. I'll take a mop and... yes, why not? A jar of hydrochloric acid. This jar contains hydrochloric acid. Powerful stuff. They probably use it on the tiles. Your typical mop. The acid's eating through the log.
I have been searching these exhibits for over 3 hours. Where's the Piriris map?
As I told you, Countess, Most of your research material was moved to Wavelsburg Castle last week.
I am personally affronted that you would exploit my absence in this way. You will regret this, Schauberger.
Maintain your composure, Countess. This decision was out of my hands. My research could be conducted at any of a number of sites throughout the country, and to be honest, I was far from thrilled about being moved to a laboratory in the center of the city.
The fact that I was not informed of this move remains absolutely unacceptable. Who gave the order?
It came from the very top, from the minister himself, or so I've heard.
The minister?
Are you surprised? I heard that some of your so-called brothers of the Order carry a great deal of weight with the minister, and they convinced him to move your research to the castle.
You should know that I'm by no means a member of the Thule Society. They merely pay me for my scientific expertise.
Whatever you say. In any case, your mysticism-loving friends apparently decided that this museum was no longer a suitable location for their club, and they presented the castle near Paderborn to the minister as a fitting alternative. He was so taken with the idea that the move was made immediately. Your exhibit items and documents were packed up and taken directly to Wavelsburg Castle. In return, my employees and I were forced to move from the pastoral Brandenburg countryside to the city so that the military command can keep a closer eye on our work.
How unfortunate. But the fact remains that one of the exhibit items, the Piri-Reis map, is absolutely vital to my research. I shall go to the ministry to resolve the issue in person before setting out immediately for Paderborn. You there, battalion leader.
Yes, Frau Countess.
Guard this bag until I return from the ministry. Its contents are extremely valuable. If necessary, you are to defend it with your life. Do I make myself clear?
Jawohl, Frau Countess.
That's got to be the Eye of the Dragon. Sounds like the Piri-Reis map, however, is now in some castle near Paderborn.
Countess von Hagenhild is gone. We can begin the test. All displays check out. Let's get started. Please set the power to the lowest level. We don't want things flying around the room. I am now activating the drive impulse. It would be best to hold on to something. So far, so good. Please cut the power supply now. Excellent. My friend, our new aircraft will soon make history. Let's check the conduits. Even the smallest leak during our next test could ruin everything.
Okay, this is my chance. I need to get my hands on the eye. A red metal box. Damn, the handle was loose. It broke off. I can't open it without the handle. Sturdy enough. I'd better not climb down. I'll be seen for sure. There's a lever on this console that controls the turbine's power supply. I can't reach it. If I understand correctly, this machine is some kind of aircraft engine, when I think about the Nazis flying planes with engines like that at some point. Jesus, but that's not my problem. I've got to get the eye and find the Piri-Reis map. I can't reach it. Hey, look. A big red button. That must start the engine once the power levels have been set. The console's too far away. If I understood correctly, then this guy's name is Shambala. He's a Nazi scientist developing modern power units for Germany's top military brass. Schauberger's assistant. I won't be able to take them out without raising the alarm. This door probably leads outside. Even if I could reach it, I'm not leaving here without the eye. The Countess left the eye in that office. Now is my best, and probably only chance to get it back. But first I'll have to get rid of the guard. Those two scientists are in the way as well. I need to get to the eye. But as long as those two scientists and that soldier are milling around, I can't get anywhere near it.
A thin metal handle. I'll shove the handle between the lid and the frame of the display case. Give it a little jerk and... Open sesame. This display case contains equipment from an expedition to Tibet, led by a certain Ernst Schaefer 2 years ago. A small movie camera and a few bits of clothing, along with some climbing equipment. I'll just borrow a piton from the mountain climbing equipment. The movie camera looks like junk, and I'm not too keen on owning a pair of Ernst Schaefer's old woolen socks either. A piton from some ancient mountain climbing equipment. It's worth a try. Tying the scarf to the piton may open up brand new avenues of adventure. I tied the piton to the scarf.
It won't reach the lever on the console.
I'll use the scarf to tie the piton to the mop handle. I've tied the piton to the mop handle.
If I'm careful, I should be able to use this to move the lever upwards without anyone noticing. Low setting or maximum power? I think I'm more a maximum power kind of guy. The console's too far away.
Nothing could be simpler. The cork's firmly back in the bottle.
When I was a kid, I used to practice this at my parents' New Year's parties. Just give it a good shake, and then aim it like a K-98 rifle.
What's happening? Hold on to something!
What's going on out there?
You know, sometimes I can be really mean. It's the urge to laugh maniacally at that side. Terrifying. Fascinating. Look at them, holding on quickly enough. Otherwise engaged. then I'll have to travel to this Vavelberg castle. Without the Piri-Reis map, the Eye of the Dragon is worthless. The map's the only way to find the second key to the gate to Shambala.
What is it, Huxley?
Well, sir, a certain Mr. Kleist would like to speak with you. He showed up unannounced and is somewhat overbearing. Shall I send him away?
No, certainly not. Send him in.
You may stay seated, Governor. I have no wish to take up too much of your valuable time.
Then what is it I can do for you?
You have already done something for me. No additional soldiers were sent to Tibet.
Those were your conditions?
Indeed. But it seems that perhaps I need to explain those conditions a little more clearly. There was to be no interference from your side at all.
I don't understand.
Paddock, was it really necessary to set your dog on us? Does your son mean so little to you, Governor?
You promised to give me some sign that he's still alive.
All in good time. Pray instead that we can eliminate Paddock quickly. And I'm warning you for the last time. Stay out of this. Have a pleasant evening, sir.
Is there anything I can do for you, Governor?
I severely doubt it, Huxley.
Pardon me for asking, sir, but who was that gentleman?
That, Huxley, was the devil's emissary. And I find myself involved with him.
How am I to understand that, sir?
It is probably best that you don't, Huxley. Just hope, as I do, that Fenton's mission will be a success. It may be all we have left.